Hello everyone, welcome to the Storyist. Sometimes we forget that those we often bully are actually the ones with a good heart, and are actually the people who will be willing to trade their lives for us if anything happens. Yes, people like them exist. They still do. And we just have to look closely. This is what a bully teenager has learned the hard way, as his sister was kidnapped by a dangerous kidnapper, but was stopped by a brave stranger. Stay until the end of the video to find out who the brave teenager is and what happened in the end. Oscar is one of his high school campus's worst bullies. Every time he is around, his nerd classmates will give way automatically, because if they fail to do so, he will mock them in front of everyone. He will humiliate them, and he will beat them until they cry. Everybody knows him as the school's troublemaker. He will sneak liquor inside the class premises, he will befriend other teenagers who smoke and drink, and he will humiliate girls by throwing sexist comments. Basically, as everyone agrees on, he is the worst bully at Leondale High School. But if there's a specific someone who can stop him from bullying others, it is none other than his sister. Oscar, despite his demonic facade, loves his younger sister very much. He almost lost her in a car accident a few years ago, and since then, he never wants her to be left out of his sight. He always monitors her when school hours are over, and he always makes sure that she goes home right on time. Sometimes when his sister will catch him in the act of bullying someone, she will just raise a hand, yell at her brother, and Oscar, like a robot, will automatically leave the person alone. He respects his sister very much, and he never wants to lose her again. In class, aside from the other people Oscar loves to bully, there is someone whom he loves to bully so much that he seems to be his favorite victim. His name is Michael. Michael has been suffering from Oscar's evil pranks since grade school, and now that they are in high school, not much has changed. If any, it must be Oscar getting more evil when it comes to his pranks. But what Oscar does not know is that Michael has his own tragic story himself. He just lost his mother a year ago because his stepfather always beat her to agony. The day comes when she could no longer endure the harsh treatment of Michael's stepfather, and she dies because of this. Michael's stepfather has been put in jail because of the act, which left poor Michael alone with his two siblings. Now Michael depends on the financial help of his aunts and uncles and lives alone in their old home with his two sisters. Despite this past, Michael keeps a jolly facade, which often pisses Oscar off. He does not want to see any of his bully victims to look so happy than he is. He is the bully, and he must always have the last laugh. That is Oscar's mindset. However, all of these bad attitudes that go with Oscar's personality are about to be washed off when one tragic incident happens. One day, Oscar stays at the back of their campus to smoke some cigarettes with some of his older teenager friends. But before hanging out with them, he makes sure first that his sister will be able to get home safely. So he walks confidently to the entrance gate. However, after a few minutes, he still can't see where his sister is. He decides to ask Joanna, one of his sister's closest friends, about her possible whereabouts.
"Hi, Joanna. Do you know where my sister is?" asks Oscar.
"Actually, I was looking for her too. We just went out a bit. I went to the comfort room, and when I came back outside, she's nowhere to be seen," Joanna replies to Oscar frantically. Turns out she has been looking for Oscar's sister too for quite some time now. Hearing this makes Oscar's heart beat faster. The thought of his sister's car accident a few years ago comes flashing back to his mind, and he suddenly feels the same level of nervousness. He doesn't want to lose his sister, not again. He runs as fast as he can, searching every nook and cranny for his sister. He asks everyone he meets if they have seen his sister, but no one has the answer. He knows something is wrong because his sister is always on time waiting by the shed where they always meet. She never gets this late. so he is certain that something bad has happened to her. His heart beats even faster when he remembers that there have been several abductions lately of girls the same age as his sister around their town. He feels like this is currently happening now, and he just has a really strong feeling that this is what's happening. A few minutes later, he runs to the parking lot. Then there, he sees on act that a group of men wearing black overalls are trying to push his sister inside their silver van. He is stunned a little, not knowing what to do. If he goes there without even thinking, it might get both him and his sister in danger. He is a few meters away from the kidnappers. If he runs towards them without a plan, it will just be another kidnapping disaster that will be flashed on the news the following morning. He does not know what to do. He just sees his feet moving forward slowly, and he thinks to himself, "Let fate decide what happens." However, before he can even move forward completely, a silhouette suddenly barges in the parking space and hits the two kidnappers with a baseball bat. The kidnappers fall to the ground, temporarily losing consciousness. The silhouette tells Oscar's sister to run, and so she does. As Oscar watches his sister run in his direction, he shows himself to her and they meet and hug. He sees the silhouette still fighting another kidnapper, the third one, whom he never got the chance to hit a baseball bat with. Oscar does not know who the brave savior of his sister is, but he can't leave him with 3 armed kidnappers either, so he sends a text to his group of friends to help them in the parking lot. As he hits send, he runs toward the silhouette and fights the dangerous kidnappers with him. They are beaten, but they try their hardest to fight back. After a few moments, Oscar's group of friends come by and they outnumber the 3 kidnappers. They succeed in pinning them down. Oscar's sister has already called the police, and in just a few minutes, the police arrive to finally arrest the kidnappers who have been lurking around their town in the past few weeks. When all of that is over, Oscar turns to the silhouette man to thank him, and when the man takes off his hoodie, Oscar is so surprised to see who he is. He is Michael, the nerd classmate he always bullies.
Michael? You're the one who saved my sister?
Asks Oscar in wide eyes. Michael just nods at him.
But why did you do that? I always bully you and hurt you and humiliate you. Why would you save my sister for me?
He continues asking. I did not save her for you. I saved her for her. Besides, your mistakes are not hers to suffer from. She needed help, and I wouldn't mind risking my life for someone who needs help, whoever it might be, Michael calmly replies. Oscar's heart breaks. He can't believe that the person he used to bully all the time will be the first person to save his sister's life. Without any hesitation, he apologizes to Michael for all the things he has done to hurt him in the past. Michael tells him that it is okay for him and that he knows he is easy to bully anyway. Oscar also learns that Michael is an orphan, so to pay back his great act of saving his sister's life, he asks his parents if they can adopt Michael and his siblings. Gladly, his parents agree. They would never hesitate keeping the person who saved their daughter from danger, they said. Since then, Oscar never bullies Michael again. If anything, they become best friends. Oscar always stands up for Michael whenever someone bullies him for being a nerd, and Michael helps Oscar at home to study for their lessons. Their enemy relationship before has turned into something beautiful, just because one of them did not hesitate to help the other in time of need. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next story. Stay tuned!